So I'm out here, guys. I out here at the pond. Beautiful. Mhm. My little getaway spot out here every time that I have a meltdown, or just need space from other humans. Yeah. So last night I had a little bit of a meltdown, and today I had a little bit of a meltdown, which led to me leaving the property. And I think I'm going to be gone today. Maybe spend the night at the pond or somewhere else if I don't feel comfortable here. I have spent the night here quite a few times. I just have to be careful. But nobody has complained so far, and I did have a cop pull up on me once around St. Patrick's Day, and I actually hadn't drank, thankfully, yet. I was gonna have a little beer in my car before I went to sleep, and I hadn't had anything. I had finished bartending that night. He's like, "You haven't been drinking?" I'm like, "No, just finished bartending, just out here to relax after dealing with that craziness." And but then he left, and I made it seem like I wasn't actually sleeping in my car, so I was just chilling. But anyway, guys, I'm out here and I just got myself a little Mickey's. Cheers. Oh, somebody's playing music over there. I forgot that I was filming for a second. And I actually used to try to hide when I was drinking on my channel because I have been very honest about personal struggles with alcoholism and creating a balance. And my purpose was never just to cut out alcohol, it was to rebalance it. But I feel like I used to have a lot more shame around drinking, even though it has become a very balanced thing for me at this time. Sometimes, I have a little struggle there. Indy, come here. Indy! Indy, come here. This is going to be interesting filming this video while also keeping track of my dogs. But I feel like it's better to just be honest. I also feel like I was trying to respect the fact that some of my followers are ex-alcoholics and I didn't want to trigger anybody, but at the same time I realized, you know what, I feel like I should not be hiding these parts of my life. The same as like hiding when you have those little sneak treats of unhealthy food and pretending that you don't do it. We're all human and there's literally nothing wrong with it. It might not be the healthiest choice, the same as me smoking cigarettes every once in a while. It's not the healthiest choice, but I would rather not feel like I have to hide that shit than, yeah. But that's not really, well, I always say that. That's not the purpose of the video, but actually, yeah, it is because it's about me. So, yeah, here drinking my Mickey's. And yeah, I'm not really going to go into full details about everything that concurred in my mental breakdown. I think that it was, today is day 3 with no coffee, and I have had no caffeine at all today. I had like green tea each morning the past couple days, and it just really didn't do much for me. It gave me a little kick, and then I crashed again. So today I decided just I'm not even gonna do any caffeine at all. Just kind of kick that for now. My dogs. I'm just gonna let them be dogs. Actually, they're Ami, come here. Ami, come here. Ami, come on. Don't eat trash. Oh my god. Indy, come here. Okay, I'm gonna have to mom for a little bit of this video. Come on. Ami, sit. I want you. Come here, Indy. Come on. Just lay down. Chill out. This is Ami. This is my beautiful baby. Ami, Indy, for all of you who don't know. And, yeah. So, mental breakdown. Had a really fantastic magical lightning thunderstorm last night, which I actually caught a bit of video of. It was so magical. Extra magical when like you sleep in your vehicle and like that's what's going on in nature around you is it's just storming and raining and lightning and thunder. I love storms. I love storms so fucking much. But and I didn't have a meltdown because of the storm, and that was actually a really grounding part of last night. But I feel like with the withdrawing from coffee a little bit, and I've been trying to rebalance my sugar as well. I think that that had a little bit of an influence, but as well, I have some sensory issues. And I get really severely overstimulated, and I'm generally really, really good at hiding it and keeping myself in a balanced state even when I'm overstimulated. And yesterday, I think it all hit me really hard, and I had a massive meltdown and panic attack, and also dealing with a lot of paranoid thoughts and anxiety around where I'm living, my homestead, my friends, and then today it just kind of it came up again, and I ended up just taking space all morning, eating some of the food that I had in my car. I pooped in a hole rather than in a bucket just to avoid going around anybody because I just was like, I need to just take space. And then for the rest of the day leading up to this point, I just moved really, really slow. I have come to realize over recent years of working on my mental health and spiritual health, all of that shit, that my nervous system has become extremely dysregulated, and that was a huge part of my meltdown. Is I think that there were a lot of little triggers along with coffee, just all these things just building up inside of me, and this happens not like all the time, but I feel like it happens like once a week, sometimes more, where I have a little bit of a meltdown where I'm just overwhelmed by everything. But that my senses are picking up, the hypervigilance, just it's just a little bit over the top sometimes. And yeah, so one thing that I've found is that when I am in that state of just extreme severe sensitivity where like almost any sound other than like some nature sounds, and even sometimes nature sounds are too loud for me, like sounds just become overwhelmingly loud, and I still try to have a moderately quiet environment. um it's not always like that at the homestead, but I think that's an aspect of living in a community with other people, which is something that I'm still getting used to, and I have had quite a bit of a difficult time adjusting to community environments. It's just I feel like I'm so independent, and I've been on my own so much, and I like my alone time so much that it can sometimes feel like an invasion, and not necessarily just an invasion. But yeah, I guess invasion is like invasion into my space, invasion into the way that I do things alone all the time. I can be a little bit OCD about my space and having my stuff be clean, especially when I'm around other people. Ami, come here. Ami, come here. Come on, baby. Thank you. Good girl. Oh, good girl. Thank you so much for listening. Okay, lay down. We're gonna have a little Ami. Oh, I love you. Okay, Ami, move. Move your butt. Come here, Ami. Lay down. Come here, lay down. Sit. But yeah, back to kind of my point was that when I'm having this like, Ami, sit your butt, sit your butt. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You're so cute. I can't. When I am having this like extreme severe sensitivity level where I don't want to be touched, I don't want to hear noise. Sometimes I will put in my noise. Okay, baby, I love you, but I need you to lay down. Come on, lay down. I have noise canceling earbuds, which work the best because to block out the noise, as well as noise canceling headphones in case that is too much of a sensory problem for me. And I usually just have to be like completely alone, oftentimes in complete darkness. Last night was kind of yesterday. It started off where I just had it to be in like complete darkness, like engulfed, even though I was like scorching hot, and I was also having like heat exhaustion, so I was like feeling like I was gonna pass out from the heat, and oh man, just a lot of things, just too much in my senses, psychic, emotional, mental, all of it, just way too much going on, and yeah, so I feel like I keep fluttering away from the point, but uh, I found that literally physically slowing down And it sounds silly, but at the same time, I feel like it's something that a lot of spiritual teachers talk about is slowing down and becoming super in the moment, and that is kind of how you reach this kind of zen. And it's sad that like I don't only do this when I'm having panic attacks, but sometimes it's like when I'm to the point where I'm just so overwhelmed that I can't handle it anymore. That's all of a sudden when I start to practice that to a really strong level where I will physically slow myself down, where it probably almost looks like I'm like in pain, but I'm just like, no fast movements, no fast movements. I'm calming my nervous system. I am regulating myself right now. So anything slow, quiet voice, I generally try not to speak or talk to anybody. I'll have my noise canceling earbuds in and listen to very, very soft music, grounding and just uplifting at the same time. And so I did that this morning and I just packed my stuff very, very slowly. This is probably the slowest I've ever packed because yesterday we went to the food banks and I have to unpack the majority of my stuff, all my bags and everything that's in my car so I can lift up a seat and take two other people with me to the food banks, which I think I'm gonna, I don't know, I think I want to figure out a different way to do that because I think it's a little bit overwhelming for my nervous system right now to like keep unpacking and repacking, and like I'm allowed to keep my stuff on the little bus, but at the same time I'm like I like to have all my stuff together. So if I have those days where I don't want to be around anybody but I need to change my clothes because the clothes that I'm wearing are like too much or whatever, which I would like to reach a point where that's not really necessary, but yeah, I like to have my stuff, kind of like around me. um I'm gonna cover my lap because I'm being weird and paranoid about that. um, yeah. Thankfully, my friends and the people on the there's my two friends, Crystal and Chuck, and then there's another woman on the property, Susan. She's much older. She's in her like 60s, close to 70, and lovely, all of them beautiful people. And thankfully, everybody there has their own mental health issues, and it's not like a mental health competition. It's more of a mental health awareness out there where it's just like, hey, they understand if I'm having a bad day or if they're having a bad day to either respect space or whatever the other person needs. And I definitely get really, really overwhelmed with living with the people on the property, with my friends out there, and I love them to death. And that it's not that there's anything wrong with them. I think that it is a personal journey for me learning how to live with other people in this way. And it brings up a lot of old traumas and scars, as well as the last time that I lived on this property, some stuff happened. And I feel like it jarred me really bad. And then when I found out the truth about this individual actually being a predator, they're actually banned from the property now. I feel like it jarred me a little more and it made me start to experience a little bit more paranoia. And I've worked through a lot of that, but there's still these little things that come up. And yeah, this morning while I was packing my stuff and I'm just like fucking crying with my little earbuds in, listening to my calming music, I'm like fucking bawling and I'm like, whoever I end up with, like on a romantic partnership level, is going to have to be just the kindest, most gentle, patient person in the world because I know who I am, and I think that like that's what I desperately need from myself and from others. That I just sometimes I look at myself, I'm like, damn, they're gonna have to be really, really, really severely gentle and patient with me to not completely just scare me away. And that's something I would like to work on, definitely. And I know that I talk about like love a lot, and I that's another thing that I sometimes feel like ashamed about talking about because some people have been like, "Oh, you want it too much." I'm like, as if I'm desperate. I'm like, if I was desperate, I would be with somebody right now. I would be settling for somebody. The thing is that I don't settle for relationships that aren't right for me, or angry people, or just super super chaotic things. Like I want a peaceful, loving, and kind, and calm and patient relationship with somebody who fits, not somebody you have to force to fit with. So I think I'm learning to just accept, like, it's okay for me to talk about my desire for love with others as well as on my channel without experiencing shame, because I just need to accept I'm a romantic. I'm a fucking massive romantic, and I'm a lover girl. I'm a sappy lover girl, and I should not have to hide that, and it shouldn't be something that I'm ashamed of or that should be put down by others because, oh, if I want it too much, I'm not gonna have it. Fuck that. Fuck that. I just figure if I have to wait longer than other people, and if I spend longer amounts of time being single than other people, that person's gonna be a fucking rad ass motherfucker because they fucking better be, you know? Oh, man. Tan in my butt cheeks right now. Oh, and my leg kinda hurts. I don't know if this is like the most appropriate video, but this is just me. This is me, full me. Um, but yeah, so I came out here, and honestly, driving away, I'm feeling a lot better. Today and last night, part of my meltdown was just being like, I have to leave. I have to leave. I'm gonna have to settle down somewhere because I am just so dysregulated. I have so many fucking mental health issues. I struggle to live with other people so badly that I just have to go somewhere and settle down and settle for an apartment and a normal job just so I can fucking feel safe. And to be honest, I don't think that's what I actually want. I think that I would love that someday, but I also think that my push to go into that is kind of from a desperation approach where I just feel like I don't know how to human. And I am just struggling with my mental health and triggers and all of this shit. Being human. And as I drove away and I'm getting closer to town, I'm just imagining like being on a little bus with another beautiful human and being able to live this more nomadic gypsy lifestyle and feeling safe inside of it. I think that I would just love that. I think that and something that I have to also realize about myself is that all of these issues that I'm experiencing are not just gonna disappear because I've settled down into living somewhere. Maybe in some ways, maybe in a lot of ways, they will actually calm down, but maybe they won't. And so it's like, I really have to confront and face my stuff and learn how to deal with it where I'm at, which is here and now. And right now, here and now, I'm really happy and I'm feel good. I haven't drank that much, so it's not because of that. I just want to feel safe being a human. I want to feel safe existing. I think I get really, really overwhelmed living with other people, and I don't really want to admit fully how much it impacts me. And it's not just like that the people I'm with are like bad. Like, I was experiencing this at the same time living with my dad and stepmom, and they're so amazing. They're absolutely amazing people. I think that I am just a very solitary person, and I don't think that there is anything wrong with it, even if it's something that stems from trauma, even if that's something that has become a part of who you are, a part of who I am. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. If it's impacting your life negatively or your relationships negatively, maybe that's something to take a look at. So for me, with this, I need to take a look at how much more space I need to be taking, how much more I need to be stepping away and focusing on myself and others, and what boundaries do I need to create, and what is not working for me in this, and what can I make work for me better in this. So these are all questions that I can actually ask myself now that I'm quite a bit more grounded and not freaking the fuck out. Which is okay to freak out too. Just don't be an asshole to other people. Like, I mean, maybe sometimes. Maybe if they really deserve it and you really need to get that out. Maybe there are times that it is perfectly acceptable and actually healthy for you to be an asshole to others. But yeah. Um and other things, guys. Oh my god, my dogs are so cute. Look at them. Little leg hairs, yeah. Over the recent past year, I have become way more comfortable in my skin when it comes to my body hair. One of my earlier videos was about not shaving my body hair, and I think it has like the most views out of all my videos. I think it has like maybe 80,000 views or so, and it's still getting like hundreds of views like all the time. But that was like about 5 or 6 years ago, I think, and when I kind of cut out of my nomadic gypsy style of living a couple years ago to try and find some stability and get some support from my family, well, aunt, um, I started living in cities again, and it started making me feel really insecure about my body hair. So I started shaving it off more often, and then the last place I lived in this little Mormon town, I'm pretty sure I was like the only chick out there that did not shave her body hair, but living out there actually is what made me be like, oh, I like this about myself. I actually feel the most comfortable in my skin with my legs unshaved and my armpits unshaved and just being free me, you know? And it is nice being out here and feeling like I can dress like myself and act more like myself. And now I think I just need to really learn how to have more clarity and boundaries with myself on what is working um, in my life and what is not, and what I need to change to feel more balanced where I'm at. So I don't know what the future holds. I don't know. Maybe I will go back to Humble and settle down in a little apartment or a little house in the woods. That'd be so cool, to be honest. And get like a job and start into the kind of normal life, because it's never gonna be normal for me. I'm not really normal. Or maybe I'm gonna get my little bus. Who knows, guys? Like, who knows what's gonna happen? But, oh man, it is literally so nice to feel way more grounded right now. I'm not even kidding. Another thing that I have shared a little bit with you guys. So, I don't know if any of you are like returning followers, if you noticed that I changed my name. My birth name is Charisse, and I know it's a really beautiful name. I honestly think that it's very beautiful. I just reached a point where it started to feel like really triggering to hear people calling me that. And at the same time, I didn't really want to associate myself with the past version of myself. And I know that you can't erase your past and you can't run away from your past. But at the same time, I feel like I made such a massive shift inside of myself in a lot of ways that I just wanted to step away from that. And so I changed my name to Willow. And this is like a few months ago, 2 or 3 months ago, I did this, and I came out to everybody about changing my name and living out on the property here. I've been out here for like 2 or 3 weeks. This is like the most I've heard people call me by my new name, Willow. And while I still love the name, hearing people call me by it this many times, it started to make me cringe a little bit. And like, this is not me. This is not me. This isn't me. It didn't feel like me, and it felt like they're talking to somebody else. It's kind of like when you name a dog something and maybe not everybody's gonna relate to this, but sometimes when you name a dog something and then you can't remember what you named them, no matter how many times you keep trying to call, and you're like, what was it? Or it just like starts to feel like it doesn't fit, so you have to change the name. Kind of what I feel like happened with me. Which, funny enough, I am actually a year of the dog in the Chinese calendar, so come on, guys. But yeah, so I'm currently in the search of a new name. Um, and I'm really grateful because my friends at the property are so supportive, and I just keep being like, okay, today let's try this name and see how it works. The first night that I gave them my ideas and told them that I didn't like the name Willow and I wanted to pick a different new name. um, the last name that I had offered was Buttons, and I love sewing, and I have this like strange little obsession with buttons. I think they're so magical and adorable, which they are. Of course they are. And my friend Crystal called me Buttons, and then Chuck called me Buttons, and I was like, it's not quite. And sometimes you need to hear it from somebody else to you to really get the full effect of like, does this fit or not? So I was like, immediately no to that. And then later that night, well, actually, I think this was last night. No, I think this was a couple nights ago. It was a couple nights ago. Um, I kind of went through the names on what felt right and didn't feel right, and I just deleted all the ones that didn't feel right immediately to me. And so I will share with you guys the names that I actually still have. At the top of my list, my number one name, which is actually, I think it's tied with the other name at this point, but my first choice was Honey. I love, I just love that name. I also think that Honey is just, I think it fits me, and I also think that it would be a really easy name for other people in my life, including like my dad, to transition to calling me, even though he still probably will call me by my birth name. That's one that I'm like, hey, it's okay. um, so Honey is number one. Number two, which is actually tied for first place right now, is Cricket. Um, and I really like that name, Cricket. It just, yeah. So I'm gonna try that out. I'm gonna have my friends call me that when I go back. And then let's see. Number three, I think, was Clover. And Pickles is on the list, but Pickles is already kind of my nickname. So I don't think that that's like a serious name to switch to, but I'm also like, anybody can call me Pickles. You're so welcome to call me Pickles. That it fits and it fills me, and I love being called Pickles, so that's just one of my nicknames. But it's not necessarily the name that I want to like switch to wholly. So right now the running is Honey and Cricket. Um, Let me know your thoughts. Don't be an asshole. Don't be an asshole because I will block you, and I don't need to cry today. Well, any more than I have. Not that that would make me cry, but I just don't want to risk it. Don't risk it for the biscuit sometimes. It's not worth it. Okay, yeah. We'll see if any other names get into the lineup. Some other names that I consider that I nixed, just, I don't know if that's the right word for it. Actually, funny that one of the names that I decided not on is Nixie, which is a water sprite. Actually, kind of a sneaky water sprite that would pull people to their death, and I was like, kind of cool. I like that. Even though that's not really me. I'm really a sweetheart. And then Selkie, which is more sweet of a water spirit. They're like seal water spirits. Sequoia was in the running. That's one of my absolute favorites, and I think I will forever keep that in my pocket, but I don't think that's what I'm going to choose, even though that was actually originally going to be my name. Uh, oh, and I liked the name Glimmer. I still kind of like the name Glimmer, to be honest, but I feel like Cricket would be funner. I don't know. We'll see, guys. But I think that's going to be the end of my video. I can't really think of anything else to talk about, and I think I want to go for a swim and scoot myself further into the shade. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Okay, guys, I love you.